Good afternoon. Thank you for welcome, and thank you for joining us. My name is Brent Morris. I'm with the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber. I'm a board member, and today we've got Hank Corriher with Celero Commerce. Hank, thanks so much for joining us today. This is you are one of the first attendees of one of these business events. We like to do this as the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber, really just to put an eye on the businesses that are members and be able to get this out there on social media. And obviously, with the way things have been going with the pandemic, a lot more video chats than there are in-person networking meetings. However, I will say that the last in-person networking meeting, I did get to see you there at Vintage Pizzeria. So thanks so much for joining us. So Hank, welcome to the program, we'll call it. It's really an informal interview. So let's start out with an easy one first. Give us a little bit of background on yourself.
Sure. So I'm Hank Corriher. I'm with a company called Celero Commerce. I am actually a native of Atlanta. I have lived here other than 5 years in New York City. I've lived here all my life. We love Atlanta. We love Dunwoody. It's a great place to raise a family, and it's a great place to do business. So that's why we've stayed.
Perfect. Okay, so I got to ask you, favorite restaurant in Dunwoody?
So I guess I have to go with one of my clients, right? So Cafe at Pharr.
There you go.
Love them a lot. Love their curry chicken salad. Sanjay and the team there do a great job. So.
Excellent. Now, they're legends, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a great segue into Celero and what it is that you guys do. So what are the types of businesses that you serve, and how do you typically help them out?
Yeah. So Brent, we can help any company, any size business really that accepts credit cards. That's very broad, and I learned a long time ago that nobody relates to broad, so you have to be very specific. Mm-hmm. So with my business, I have typically pursued three very specific verticals. The first of which is field service companies. So think of your plumbers and your electricians and anybody that's got crews that they send out in the field. Those are good clients for us because Celero also owns a field service software company called RazorSync that helps those particular types of clients manage their business. And then if I refer somebody over to RazorSync and they end up purchasing that product, we do the integrated payments as part of that overall solution. So that's one area that I pursue. The second area that I've really focused on in the last couple of years are independent healthcare providers. Think of it as doctors and dentists that aren't part of a big group. So I have a number of dental clients. They're good clients. They do a great job with their patients. They don't typically understand the card processing side as well, and that's something that we've been able to find that we're able to help them out a lot with. And then finally, the other area that I do a lot of work with is business-to-business processing, and these are manufacturers and suppliers that are obviously selling their goods and services to other businesses. We have some special programs that allow them to take advantage of some interchange savings in those types of businesses. And so I work with a number of them as well.
Gotcha. So what really sets you guys apart from other companies that are doing similar processing services? And forgive my naivety, I know that, I'm in insurance and there's a lot of people in insurance. There's a lot of processors out there, but I know you guys are different.
Yeah. So we like to say that we are high tech, high touch. I like to say that there are lots and lots of competitors out there. So the business is competition rich, but service poor. So a lot of people will use shop for a processor on the internet, or they might get one through their bank or something like that. And the problem in the business is that there's no service, there's no relationship, and that is really where we differentiate ourselves. We look to be the last processor that anybody ever works with because we want to be that company's processor for as long as they're in existence. So that's really where we stand out. We have an excellent support group. As my boss always says, you're not buying Celero, you're buying Hank, right? So you're getting me, and hopefully I can do a great job of taking care of you and answering your questions. And if you have problems, God forbid, does happen, then I'm the guy that you're going to call, and I'm going to hopefully hold your hand as we get you the support that you need.
Gotcha. All right, now you work typically in the greater metro area, or tell me about your territory.
I do. I mean, I love to work with local businesses in the Dunwoody area, Sandy Springs, Chamblee. Those are great contacts and businesses for me because I'm nearby. And if there's a problem, I can go see them and I can talk to them, and we can, we can do that face-to-face time that we've all come to miss during the pandemic. But it's still important, and it's still out there. So, however, I can work with anybody anywhere in the country as long as they're processing in US dollars.
Gotcha. Okay. And so your background, tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So I had a 30-year corporate career. I started my career in advertising and media. I'm not going to mention the year, Brent, but it was a while ago. Loved that business, was always kind of on the technology side of that. After I left the agency that I was working for, that's when my wife and I moved to New York for 5 years. And I was helping run a business in New York City that built software solutions for advertising and media. So I like to say that was my MBA, right? Helping to run a business in New York, a lot of fun, learned a lot from it. And while I was at that business, I got interested in payment technologies and electronic payments in general. And when we came back to Atlanta to start a family and to leave all the goodness of New York, which we loved, but it was time to leave. Then I actually landed a job with SunTrust, and I had a number of different roles there. Some as individual contributor, some in management. And I got to learn a lot more about, payments in general and kind of all the ins and outs of that world. I left SunTrust and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And at that point, I decided that I really kind of wanted to be on my own, but not start something from absolute scratch. And so Celero, which was at the time, it was called Tandem Payment Solutions, based out of Greenville. Somebody had put me in touch with them, and I really liked what I heard and loved the idea of kind of building my own portfolio of clients and being able to help them kind of expand their services throughout the Southeast.
Nice. So Hank, when somebody's looking for a payment processor, what are some questions that they should be asking either their current vendor or a prospective vendor or somebody like yourself?
Yeah, so whenever we go in and we talk to somebody or we look at the business, we mostly want to understand, how they're processing the transactions. Are they taking cards in person? Or are they taking cards over the internet? Are they taking them over the phone? That matters a lot in terms of what you pay in the end and the solutions that you use. So that's a big part of it. A lot of people think that it's all about rates, and that matters, of course. But we like to look at it in terms of, what's the overall solution? How does that help the efficiency of the business? Are there integrations that can be done? Those are the aspects that are really important to a lot of businesses. You'll find that businesses are often, as long as it's efficient and easy for them to use, they care about the rate, but that's not necessarily the primary driver.
Gotcha. How do you typically find the clientele that you work with?
So most of my business I get through referrals. I belong to a couple of different networking groups, and I get referrals from other clients as well, from existing merchants. That's the way for me to get business. I'm starting to work on some social media things as well, but I'm not good at it yet.
I think we're all still trying to perfect that. That's for sure. So Hank, and I know you've been part of the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber for a good while, and very much a fixture at some of the networking events too. So thank you for always being part of that. And I know that builds an awful lot of good relationships, especially in the local area. What other things do you plan on doing for the fall? And what are you getting into this year?
Well, besides, of course, college football season,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't picked the games that I want to go to yet, but I'm a Georgia Tech graduate, and like it or not, I've been a diehard Georgia Tech fan for a long time. And
That's okay. There's plenty of Cubs fans out there too.
there are. There are. So I love to tell people that, I was kind of born into Georgia Tech. My father was a research engineer for Tech for 35 years. And I can remember going down to his office at a very young age and going to football games, literally when Bobby Dodd was the coach still. So, so it's been a minute there too as well. But so yeah, we've got that. I've got a senior in high school. We are focused very much on figuring out where he's going to go to college, and so that is a fall activity, a major one. So there's that, and then my younger son plays baseball, and there's a lot going on with that too. So plenty going on.
Excellent. Well, Hank, before we wrap it up, is there anything else you'd like to share about Celero or yourself with the folks watching?
I would just say, I always advise folks that just like having a CPA or a lawyer who has expertise in their fields, it's important for businesses to work with a processor that they can know and trust and understands the business. Try to figure it out on your own. While you can do it, you're typically going to pay for that one way or another, whether it be in the actual cost of processing or in the service that you're getting. And so I would be honored to work with any local business that needs help with their processing. We really believe in community and supporting the businesses in Dunwoody. I live in Dunwoody. This is where I make my home. So we really want to try to help businesses here as much as we can.
Nice. Well, Hank, thanks so much for joining us on Eye for Business and being one of our first participants in this. Thank you for being part of the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber. And I would recommend anybody to pull Hank aside if you see him at one of these networking events, or reach out to him via our website as well. His contact information will be available for Celero Commerce, and payment processing is his game. He'll help you out, hold your hand, and make sure that you're taken well care of. Hank, thanks so much for joining us. And my name is Brent Morris with the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber Board. And thank you.
Thank you.